Part 61. Fantasy, I'm really not an unparalleled expert. Author, Xuanhuan. Chapter 602. Now. The 49th star territory, the Great Ruins Realm. In a small mountain village. In the early morning, the sun shines all over the courtyard. Li Fan woke up from a deep sleep and felt Xiaobai lying softly on his waist. He couldn't help but smile and reached out to stroke it. Meow meow. The little white cat also woke up, subconsciously stretched out its pink tongue and licked Li Fan's palm. Get up, little lazy cat. Li Fan put on his clothes and pushed out the door. The sunshine is so nice. Master, please wash your face. Xiling and Subakian brought water and happily served the master. Li Fan washed his face very adaptably, but this time, before Lu Rang could do anything, Long Xuanhuan had already taken Li Fan's face wash away. Ah, senior brother Xuanhuan, you don't follow martial ethics. Lu Rang was immediately anxious. He was waiting to use it to water the grass. Junior brother Lu Rang, please slow down first, my fish is growing. Long Xuanhuan spoke sheepishly, and then poured a basin of water into the pond. Suddenly, the koi carps in the pond were so happy, as if they were very excited, swimming wildly in the water. The little black fish was also swimming happily. It has only been a few days, and the little black fish has already grown to some size, as big as a little finger. Long Xuanhuan stared at the little black fish every day, taking care of it so diligently. When Lu Rang saw this, he suddenly turned around and looked at Yongzi's face wash. They have discovered that although it is not as effective as Li Fan's face wash, Yongzi's face wash is also pretty good. However, at this moment, Yongzi's face wash water had been taken away by Subakian and used to water her veterinary medicine field. Lu Rang was so angry that he didn't catch anything all morning, so he had to quietly look towards the peach tree. Eat, everyone. Gong Ya served breakfast. Soy milk, eggs, fried dough sticks, and some meat. Gong Ya, how long do you have enough meat to eat? While eating breakfast, Li Fan suddenly asked a question. It's hard to run a household. Now he has to pay attention to food, rice, oil, and salt from time to time, especially meat. When the chickens, fish, and dogs in the yard cannot be eaten, you have to rely on hunting for meat, which is hard work. Gong Ya said. Master, there is still enough food for a few days. The last time I went hunting, I saved a lot of meat. Now I have enough meat, and I built a cold box to make it easier to store. Li Fan nodded and breathed a sigh of relief. I am really worried about the problem of eating for everyone. Master, just what my disciple told you yesterday about rare plants. After breakfast, Zhang Li reported to Li Fan again. He was looking forward to the black and white soil. Li Fan also nodded and said. Go ahead and find him as soon as possible. It's a good thing. After saying that, Li Fan thought for a while and said. Let Date and Xuanhuan accompany you. We'll stop by later and go to the second uncle's place to find some yellow paper to take with you in case you need it. Wu Date has more experience in going out, and Lin Xuanhuan is a student of ghost drawing, so it can be of some use to protect the incompleteness. And this time, Zhang Li and others have to deal with ghosts. It's good to bring some yellow paper and sometimes burn it to difficult ghosts to send them away. Zhang Li said. Yes, master. Wu Date brought the big black dog, and Lin Xuanhuan was also ready. The three of them and the dog were ready to leave. Zhang Li, remember to find some high-quality ghost teeth. Yun 11 ordered. She hasn't forgotten Giya's great cause, but both she and Xiling think it's more fun and interesting to build Giya's house with everyone in the village. The business of tooth extraction, let others do it first. Okay. Zhang Li and the others agreed, and immediately the three of them and the dog left. Not long after, they arrived at the second uncle's house. When the second uncle heard that he was looking for yellow paper, he was so enthusiastic that he took out a thick stack and even found peachwood nails and other things. Take them all, you won't be afraid of anything you encounter. The second uncle spoke enthusiastically. But Zhang Li and others were dumbfounded. After thinking about it, they decided to forget it. After all, they were looking for something, and taking all this with them, they were afraid that ghosts would disappear. In the end, they left with a piece of yellow paper. Soon, they left the Degzu star realm. Outside the star realm, ghosts such as Tianan and Mingzhi have now absorbed the dark origin of the universe. Their physiques, all improved by leaps and bounds. Damn it, I won't rely on my brothers from now on. I can break even the female ghost king depending on how many levels I am in. Mingzi was extremely excited, because now his ghost body was also evolving into a purple ghost body. And Tian and Gijun's is a step further. Among the purples, there is a faint yellow, but no one knows what it means. Only Tianan understood that, it seemed to be related to Xuanhuan. When he was infected by the source of the netherworld, his benefactors lit up the yellow smoke and saved him. From then on, the yellow light in his soul was like a mark. It wouldn't hurt him anyway, so Tianan didn't care. On the other side, Goichi, Starving Ghost, Hanged Ghost, Lenwudi, Black Sky, etc. also all had great physical improvements. 2/3 of Geiki's ghost bodies have also evolved into purple, while other ghosts have turned purple to varying degrees. One day, taking all the Ghost King bodies and returning to Gaixiao, what a storm it will cause. Tianan's eyes were filled with anticipation, and his heart was filled with excitement just thinking about it. Little Midden, the remaining puppy. At this time, not far away, Wu Dade and others appeared. Wu Dade said, "Come on, lead the way, let's go travel to your hometown." Hearing this, Mingzhi Gijun and Tianan Gijun were all excited. Go to their hometown? Mingzhi and Tianan looked at each other and saw surprise in each other's eyes. That being in the small mountain village, is really going to take action against Geixi. Tianan's blood boils. Okay, we can go back to find the female ghost king. Mingzi couldn't wait. My benefactors, our hometown is very beautiful and perfect for traveling. Come with us. They immediately spoke up and led the way. And at this moment, in the starry sky, Ao Wushuan and the vampire ghost master were on their way quickly. The front is not far away. Lord First Blood, if you see a fat man, a dog, or something like that, you are right, but be careful. Ao Wushuan reminded him, and he broke into a cold sweat. He wouldn't want to come unless he had to. Thinking of that damn little mountain village, he still felt horrified. Report. At this time, the outpost they sent out suddenly rushed back and said, reporting to the vampire master, there are 3 people and a dog coming from ahead. Among them, there is a fat man. Hearing this, the vampire ghost master immediately looked at Ao Wushuan and said, is it them? And Ao Wushuan was already shocked at this moment. He swallowed and said, is that dog a black dog? The sentry ghost said, yes, black dog. It's so big. The fat man also holds a golden stick covered with toothpicks in his hand. When Ao Wushuan heard this, he immediately panicked. Who were these villagers? The dog was the black dog, the golden stick covered with toothpicks, probably the thorn tree he had seen in the secret land of Defa Star Realm. Damn, coming so fast. He immediately forced himself to calm down, nodded, and said, Master Yi Shui, you go and send him off first, we will wait for you here. Don't worry, those reincarnation messengers are very friendly. They must be very happy to know that you gave them gifts. Yi Shui also nodded. He was excited and happy. He finally had the opportunity to come into contact with reincarnation. Good. After saying that, Yuxu immediately headed in the direction the sentry ghost said. As soon as he left, Xuanhuan grabbed Lu Kailing and said in panic. Run away quickly, mother, it's too late, it's too late. Lu Kailing. The vampire master had just set off and hadn't gone very far when he felt something wasn't right. He felt weird. Haha, it's true, it opened right after we left the house. He was wondering when suddenly a fat man appeared above him. The fat man also held a mace as big as a big carrot in his hand. The mace was full of spikes, like long toothpicks. The fat man actually rubbed it with his hands. He wasn't afraid of pain? Yi Shui was a little surprised, but he still said. May I ask, are you the messenger of reincarnation? I'll deliver something. It's okay, Ao Wushuan said, these envoys are very friendly. Sure enough, the fat man came over with a smile, got closer, and suddenly said. I know you're here to deliver something. This is big, please bear with it. Then, he picked up the mace and smashed it towards the vampire master. Ah! The first vampire ghost master suddenly let out a shrill scream. His ghost face was pricked with needle holes, and his ghost teeth were all smashed out. What the hell is that mace? You can even hurt ghosts? The first vampire ghost master trembled. Damn you, Ao Wushuan. Is this what you call friendliness? He hurriedly turned around, only to see behind him, Ao Wushuan and Lu Kailing, were gone. What a rip-off. The vampire ghost master trembled, he hated it to the extreme. At this moment, Lin Zhujian and Zhang Li also appeared. Seeing this scene, Zhang Li said. Junior brother Dade, you are not polite, you are too cruel. Lin Zhujian also nodded and said. Your molten gold tree looks like it's full of toothpicks, otherwise you could just change its name to Wu Chuan. Wu Dade. It's the third update. I'm so tired. Good night. Fantasy, I'm really not an unparalleled expert. Author, Xuanhuan. Chapter 603. Somewhere in the starry sky. The Brahma king was sitting upright, and there seemed to be thousands of Brahma lights emanating from his body, making him look extremely sacred. There was a satisfied smile on the corner of his mouth, as if he was reminiscing. After a long time, he finally opened his eyes. It is indeed a divine object related to reincarnation. He licked his lips and couldn't help but look at the lotus platform in the center of the formation next to him. At this moment, the lotus platform is simply clean, spotless, smooth, and shiny. He took a group of Brahma lords with him, not a single drop was left behind, they were all licked clean. As if feeling his gaze, the lotus platform was trembling slightly. King Brahma, we have all made great progress. The Brahma lords such as Kashagaya and others were also very excited. Just getting some remnants of yin and yang soil has already allowed them to improve their cultivation. This can be called a divine artifact that defies the heavens. If they could actually take some, then I'm afraid they would have a chance to completely break through to their current state. So do I. Liao Chen nodded and said. Keep the formation open. Since the traces of reincarnation appeared the first time, they may appear the second or third time at any time. I hope that the lotus platform of samsara can sense the breath of yin and yang earth a few more times. His heart is full of expectations. And samsara lotus was shocked when they heard this. The 8th sub-star field, a starry sky. Shut up. What the hell are you here to do? The Ghost King Mingzi and the Ghost King Tianese are interrogating the First Blood Ghost Master. The Vampire Ghost Master was trembling so much that he knelt on the ground and said. I am here to deliver something. The Ghost King has ordered me to put them in the soil and deliver them to a few reincarnated dead babies. As the first Vampire Ghost Master spoke, he quickly took out a ghost jade bottle from his arms and presented it to Wu Dade and others. Wu Dade, Zhang Li, and the other three were immediately shocked when they saw this. This, yin-yang soil. Lin Zhujian said. The Ghost King among the ghosts actually asked someone to bring us yin and yang soil. This is very weird. Zhongli, on the other hand, suddenly lost his voice. Damn turtle. Following his words, a stream of light passed through his sleeve, and in an instant, the jade bottle in the vampire ghost master's hand disappeared. Everyone took a closer look and saw that the turtle had used its claws to open the lid of the jade bottle, and then put the yin and yang soil. Pour it into your mouth. I'm stupid, no, no, no. Zhongli panicked immediately and shouted. Zahua. After saying that, a chess formation appeared directly under his feet and disappeared from the place with him. Not good, not good. Lin Zhuchen also hurriedly threw out a handful of talismans and left quickly. Even the big black dog flew across the void with one stroke of his paw, that was so fast. You guys take me with you, you damn bitch take me with you. I'll wipe you. Wu Date also hurriedly ran away. Even Tianan, Mingji, etc. are running away with the ghosts. There was only one vampire ghost master left on the spot, and he looked confused. What's going on? Why did the messengers of reincarnation run away? Are you safe? He was a little excited, looked at the turtle, and said. Thank you Ingi, thank you Ingi. If it weren't for this turtle, I don't know how much torture I would have endured. However, the turtle screamed at this moment. Ah, damn, it's sour, it's still sour. It covered its belly and was actually trembling. Its turtle eyes were looking everywhere, as if it was looking for something. And at this moment, another light and shadow suddenly appeared in the void. That was actually a sacred lotus platform, as if it had been summoned. The lotus platform is filled with Brahma light and 10,000 rays, like something respected by the 9 heavens and 10 earths. The moment it appeared, the first vampire ghost master was immediately horrified, because he knew that this must be something extraordinary in the Brahma palace. Vatican, has the big shot arrived? But just when he was shocked, the turtle seemed to have seen a savior and climbed up onto the lotus platform naturally. Then, puff puff, spraying and bombing. Nima. The vampire master was dumbfounded on the spot. What is going on? The lotus pedestal of the supreme Dharma seat in the Vatican was actually used by this turtle as a toilet. Moreover, he looks very skilled, right? But, immediately after, he was not in the mood to be shocked anymore, because the stench. I'm suffocating. The first vampire ghost master's ghost body became weak and trembled directly. He felt dizzy and his vision finally turned black. He couldn't hold it in anymore and fainted. After a long time, the little turtle finally let out a long sigh of relief. He saw another piece of golden paper on the lotus stand, and picked it up and wiped it. Why is it all sour? Damn, if I hadn't eaten it for so many years, I would really miss this taste, and it would help me recover my memory faster, so Mr. Turtle wouldn't eat it. The turtle looked disgusted, and at the same time he waved his claws towards the lotus platform and said, I'm done with this, please step back. The lotus platform was confused at this moment, completely confused. It seemed to be in disbelief, trembling, and then turned around and left aggrievedly. Disappeared. After a long time. Wu Date and others just returned from different directions. It's so unethical. Lin Zhuchen looked disgusted. Zhongli looked complicated and said. How much do you still have left? The little turtle silently returned to Zhongli's hands and said. It's not much. If you come back a few more times, it should be able to be cleaned up. Everyone. But the big black dog suddenly stared at the turtle and said seriously. Old turtle, where did you crawl out from? The turtle said without hesitation. Burial pit. However, as soon as the words came out, Wogui's eyes suddenly became confused. The burial pit, I remember a burial pit. The monks and the heavenly masters, all died there. Someone dragged you out. It patted its head with its paws, and there was a look of pain in its eyes. It really couldn't remember it, so it simply stopped thinking about it and angrily turned towards the big black dog and said, "I was just eating a little, and you made me remember so many things. It's too much." The big black dog actually flashed a look of solemnity in his eyes and said, "Eat more during this journey." Wu Dade was immediately dissatisfied and said angrily, "Damn dog, you are really cheating. Even if you like the great supernatural power that reaches the heaven and earth, now you are teaching the bad turtle. The pet of ignorant people." The big black dog looked at him with contempt and said, "What do you know? Among the 10 spirits, I went to find my master. I don't know many things. Only this turtle died with you. It crawled out and was reincarnated. If it can remember something, in this life, maybe it won't be that difficult." However, when the big black dog said this, he immediately shut up. Zhang Li, Lin Zhichuan, and Wu Dade all stared directly at the big black dog. "Dead dog, how much do you know? Tell me, tell me." Wu Dade spoke. "Hey, you'd better make it clear, otherwise, I'll have to draw a talisman and use bloody magic." Lin Zhichuan is also a faint threat. Because, they all felt that what the big black dog said, was very important. The big black dog stopped, its eyes suddenly stared straight, and said, "You even threaten dogs? Are you still a human?" However, it is still a little timid. After all, this guy Lin Zhichuan has made Sister Tao lose a branch. You want to know, it's still early, wait, let's see how much this turtle can remember this time. After hearing this, several people let it go. "Looks like it's up to you, little turtle, come on." Lin Zhichuan immediately spoke to the little turtle. The little turtle suddenly felt a little scared. Are these people still normal? You are listening to novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Fantasy, I'm really not an unparalleled expert. Author, Xuanhuan. Chapter 604. In the Starry Sky. The Lotus platform has gone again, and reincarnation has indeed appeared again. Great, it seems we are getting closer to the Vatican controlling reincarnation. I really don't know what good things Lotus Terrace can bring back this time. I hope it's still yin-yang Earth. A group of Brahmo lords are all looking forward to it. Liao Chen also smiled slightly, looking into the depths of the starry sky, his eyes shining. The Lotus platform is here. Soon, Gay shouted loudly. Sure enough, Lotus came back quickly. As it approached, everyone instantly felt that familiar smell again. It's this strange fragrance again, it's really reincarnation soil again. It's a blessing to have a good taste. It's a blessing to have a good taste. God is blessing, God is truly blessing. Everyone was extremely happy. And Liao Chen also stood up, and when he arrived at the Lotus platform, he looked at the yin and yang soil on the Lotus platform, licked his lips, and smiled evilly. Keep lining up. Has the first blood been sent out? Outside the 49th star field, 21 ghost kings were all watching Ao Wushuan and Lu Kaling. Ao Wushuan looked a little worried. He originally planned to finish this wave and escape quickly, but he didn't expect that as soon as he left the 49th star territory, a ghostly person was waiting for him. Is this the end? It must have been sent out. Ao Wushuan took a deep breath and said, "Ghost kings, please believe in my abilities." At this time, the ghost-burying king suddenly spoke and said, "It was indeed sent out. The yin and yang earth can no longer sense it, even the first blood is dead." Hearing this, many ghost kings were shocked. The yin and yang soil cannot be sensed, it means that it has really entered reincarnation. The decision of the dead land is indeed correct. The yin and yang earth can indeed attract reincarnation. Then let's continue delivering. They spoke one after another, all extremely happy. The more so, the greater their chances of controlling reincarnation. Okay, the first blood has been given out, now it's time for the second one, Myling Ghost King, this time, you come. The Corpse Crow Ghost King spoke calmly and looked at the Myling Ghost King. Myling Ghost King nodded, and with a wave of his hand, a Ghost Lord appeared in the field. Duobushi, this time, you go with Ao Wushuan to deliver it. Myling Ghost King Duo Bustard spoke to the Ghost Master. As ordered, I will send you off immediately. Ao Wushuan looked helpless and said. Ghost Kings, how about I lead the way and you guys go with me? This will be very troublesome. The Corpse Crow Ghost King smiled and said. Young people, don't be afraid of trouble. More experience will be good for your growth. Ao Wushuan. Immediately, Ao Wushuan continued to set off. Zhongli and the other three walked out of the 49th star territory. By the way, little turtle, what exactly is yin-yang earth? On the way, Zhongli asked. I can't remember exactly, there is a tree that was born in the yin and yang soil. The yin and yang soil is the thing that casts reincarnation. The turtle's memory is fragmented and not comprehensive. The big black dog murmured. The master once planted the 9-turn treasure tree in the yin and yang soil. Since the white mist era, there is only one tree in the world. Zhongli and others were startled when they heard this, 9 turns treasure tree? Was it actually planted by master himself? Dehei, you are really, attracting more and more hatred. Lin Zhuchhan said quietly, this damn dog always talks bit by bit, making them feel itchy, but they can't get the whole picture. Are you the messengers of reincarnation? But at this moment, they had almost completed the 50th star field when a voice suddenly came. In front of him, he saw a ghost lord coming towards him. The ghost master smiled and said, I have a bustard here to deliver something to you messengers of reincarnation. I heard that you are very friendly. I would like to ask for a chance of reincarnation. Is that okay? His ghost eyes were full of expectations. After all, Ao Wushuan said, these people are easy to get along with. When Wu Dade and others heard this, they were all stunned. Is there anyone here on a hurry? And at this moment, a starry sky. Comfortable. Liao Chen and others looked at the shiny lotus platform with satisfaction written all over their faces. I really hope reincarnation will appear soon. A truly precious thing. They marveled. Huh? No, the formation is glowing again, and the aura related to reincarnation appears again. At this time, Gay suddenly shouted in surprise. The large array glowed, which meant that the breath of reincarnation was captured again. However, this time, the reincarnation lotus platform was trembling and unwilling to leave at all. What's wrong? Why doesn't the lotus platform move? Master Liantai, go quickly. If we go too late, we won't be able to catch the hot one. Many Brahma lords are urging me. Liao Chen also frowned. After all, it was better for yin and yang earth to wait while it was hot, so he immediately said. Reincarnation lotus platform, why are you hesitating? But the samsara lotus platform was shaking desperately and was unwilling to go. Is there something ominous over there? Liao Chen thought. It shouldn't happen. We are fighting for reincarnation. There is already a lot of yin and yang soil. If we add more, we can build a golden body for Brahma, there is no room for loss. Liantai, I'm sorry, little monk. Brahma King Liukan's face darkened. He knew that the lotus platform had some spiritual power, but now the lotus platform could not be controlled, which was related to the future of the entire Brahma court. He took out another decree in his hand, activated the formation directly, and placed it on the lotus platform. The lotus platform shook violently, but under the urging of the decree, it could only disappear. Seeing the lotus platform disappear, many Brahma lords are even more looking forward to it. That, King Brahma. At this time, Jiashi was worried and boldly said, "Can you change the order of queuing next time? I want to be in the front." At the same time, holy area. Recently, almost all the forces in the divine realm have their eyes fixed on the lower realm. The ghosts have invaded the first 1,000 stars. 300 of the first 1,000 stars were wiped out. The ghosts continue to advance, and the star domain beacons that contact the divine domain are constantly ignited. News is flying everywhere. However, there is not a single soldier above the divine realm who descends to the realm. The ghosts are difficult to deal with. Don't send troops rashly before they attack the divine realm. Don't worry, the imperial court has issued an order and we will not take the initiative. What exactly are the gods looking for? It's so earth-shaking. What is there in the lower realm that can attract them? Speculations abounded. At this moment, in the 33rd heaven, the heavenly god king had already arrived in front of the Nantian gate, and the gatekeeper did not stop him. During this time, he became the only divine king who could enter and leave the imperial court. Walking into the divine court, Tianji divine king knelt down respectfully, facing the beings on the sacred throne, and said, "My dear lords, something has changed. The ghost kings, in the past few days, suddenly gathered near the 49th star region. They are gradually retreating to Gaixiao, but my subordinates dare not go to check what exactly happened, for fear of being noticed by the Gaixiao kings." On the throne, an indifferent and majestic voice sounded. "Very good. Back off." The heavenly god king immediately disappeared from the imperial court. It seems that Gaixiao has discovered the traces of reincarnation. The venerable voice seemed extremely ethereal and imperceptible. Interesting, they are gradually withdrawing from the ghosts. Do they want reincarnation to come among the ghosts? Someone whispered. It doesn't matter, reincarnation is not controlled by humans. Even if ghosts come, we are still sure. Just beware of the Vatican. Many venerables spoke one after another. In the game of reincarnation, all parties have taken their positions and are working together step by step. We will definitely win. Nether. A month has passed. In 1 month, Zhang Li, Wu Dade, and Lin Zhujian, led by Tianan and Mingji, crossed the star territory. In the past month, the little turtle has eaten yin and yang soil nearly 20 times in a row. It makes the turtle look thin. The ghostly mist around them became thicker and thicker. A cold ghostly aura seemed to come from the vast ocean world ahead. Benefactors, there are ghosts ahead. Mingzi opens his mouth. Hearing this, Wu Dade, Lin Zhujian, and Zhang Li all stared ahead with serious expressions on their faces. One of the 6 worlds in the world, ghost. For countless years, wars between gods and demons and wars between gods and demons have occurred one after another. The demon realm has been completely destroyed, and the demon world has collapsed. However, the ghosts and monsters have always existed. It itself represents the mystery and unpredictability of this world. Now, they're going deep into it. Damn dog, I feel something is not right along the way. It's just a ghost. It's just a trip to the ground to deliver the soil. Every time a turtle poops, a special golden toilet will appear. It's weird. Wu Date opened his mouth and said, "We won't let anyone plot against us, right?" But the big black dog raised its head, its eyes filled with disdain, and said, "Human pet, you are as ignorant as those moths hiding behind your back. What kind of ghosts in the Brahma palace are not even qualified to enter? Let's go and quickly find the 9 turns treasure tree and the yin-yang earth. I'm still waiting for old turtle to tell me what happened back then. I wish my friends in Zhengzhou good health. Good night, I'm going to eat first, there may not be a 3rd chapter. Fantasy, I'm really not an unparalleled expert." Author, Xuanhuan. Chapter 605. The gloomy space is filled with gloomy ghostly energy. Zhongli and the others have already entered the ghost world. Lin Zhujian distributed spells to protect them from the surrounding ghosts. Because, in the ghost energy and death energy, there is a vague resentment hidden. If ghosts accumulate for a long time, resentment hunger will occur. Living people in such an environment will inevitably have their minds infected. As it gradually deepens, the words written by Xiling on the foreheads of Len Wudi, Goichi, and other ghosts also emit a faint light to ward off evil grudges. They headed towards the dead land. Because yin and yang soil comes from the dead soil, what they are looking for, must also be in it. My benefactors, if you want to go to the land of death, you must first go to the source ghost star. That star realm is the largest ghost realm among ghosts. The passage into the land of death is also on the source ghost star. Mingzi Gijun opened his mouth to introduce, and he pronounced it with his soul power, because otherwise, Zhongli and others would not be able to understand. Then go to Yuangi star. Everyone moved forward quickly. Along the way, they also encountered some ghosts among the ghosts, but they were followed by strong men such as Tianan and Mingji. Ordinary ghosts sensed the ghost king's chi from afar and fled in a hurry. That's the source ghost star. Mingzi pointed to a huge star realm in front of him. This star realm is really too big. If the ordinary star realm is just a pigeon egg, then the source ghost star realm is as big as a watermelon. The source ghost star realm is said to have been one of the most powerful eternal realms in ancient times, comparable to the 33rd heaven of the divine realm. Tianan spoke, his ghostly eyes were full of nostalgia. Countless years had passed since he was a ghost. Now that I have returned to my hometown, things have changed and people have changed. This star realm is a little weird. At this time, Lin Zhujian suddenly spoke. Isn't it strange that ghosts live in places? Wu Dade spoke as a matter of course. Lin Zhujian stared at the stars in the sky, shook his head, looked at Zhongli, and said, "Senior brother Zhongli, when you look at the arrangement of the stars in the sky, what do you feel?" Zhongli was also deep in thought and said, "With the source ghost star realm as the center, all the realms of ghosts and monsters have formed a large array. Endless energy seems to be transmitted from the source ghost star realm to all realms." Lin Zhujian nodded and said, "In the celestial master's way, this is called the Star Do Dispelling Grudge Talisman. It is guided by the stars in the sky and forms an extremely unique creation terrain. This kind of terrain is specially used to disperse evil grudges. If this is really the star fighting resentment talisman, then there must be another world after the source ghost star realm. The source ghost star realm is where evil resentments are continuously received from that world, and then spread across the heavens." Hearing this, Wu Dade was stunned for a moment, and he said, "I roughly understand it, that is, this source ghost star realm is equivalent to a flood outlet. And the world behind the source ghost star realm is equivalent to a big lake. The floods in the big lake are discharged from the flood outlet. The entire ghost world has become a flood discharge area." Lin Zhujian nodded and said solemnly, "Yes, that's what it means." At this time, the big black dog's eyes seemed to have seen through everything, and he suddenly said, "Perhaps, these countless star fields were not ghosts at first. But the normal star realm also has life. However, the evil resentment discharged from the source ghost star realm destroyed everything, so that countless star realm creatures turned into ghosts, and the star realm in the sky turned into endless ghosts. It didn't say anything surprising and kept dying, leaving everyone around it speechless. It's very possible, if so, the world behind it is really scary." Zhongli murmured, using the world as a situation, just to resolve the evil grudges of one's own existence. Tianan and Mingji looked at each other, dumbfounded. The source ghost star realm is the place where ghosts worship the land of the dead. Tianan murmured and said, "If it's really like this, it would be terrible." The existence in the dead land has used the entire ghost monster. The entire ghost monster is just their chess piece, a chess piece to resolve evil grudges. This can be called a shocking conspiracy. The dead land that Gaixiao regards as the highest holy land, actually, is it the source of all Goixie's pain? The entire ghost world was created by dead land alone? This subverted his imagination and cognition. Mingzi was even more shocked and said, "It's over." So, the fierce man who broke into the dead land a year ago was telling the truth. Hearing this, Zhongli immediately looked at him and said with concern, "The fierce man you mentioned is good at chess." Previously, during the battle with the 49th Star Region and the Ghost Army, Zhongli showed the Othello line, which attracted the attention of the Ghost Army. The Ghost King of Yeming once said at that time that among the ghosts, there was once a person who claimed to reverse the yin and yang, rebuild the ghosts, and even broke into the land of death. That person is very similar to Zhongli, and the black and white chess line is his symbol. Mingzi nodded and said, "My benefactor, that man is indeed good at chess. That's a real tough guy. Zhonglidao, tell me in detail." He always felt that the once famous emperor of black and white should not have disappeared. A look of sadness appeared on Mingzi Gijun's face, and he said, "A year ago, that man appeared among the ghosts, emerged from the sky, and killed 3 ghost kings who were angry and hungry. At that time, all the ghosts thought that he was a strong man from the divine realm or the Brahma palace, and they were ready to attack him in groups, but he claimed to be looking for a way to solve the resentment and hunger for the ghosts. To this end, he even captured a ghost king, locked up the ghost king, and actually purified all the resentment from the ghost king alive." Hearing this, everyone next to Tian'an was dumbfounded and said, "Has it been refined? Real or fake? This is almost impossible to do. Resentment and hunger are too terrifying. That is the fate that the entire ghost world cannot escape. Once it attacks, it will go crazy, lose control, and completely become a puppet of resentment. No matter it is an ordinary ghost or a powerful ghost king, they are not immune. Even the stronger one's cultivation is, the more terrifying the accumulated resentment becomes. Once it breaks out, it can often cause horrific disasters. There is no way to fight against resentment and hunger. Ru Tian Dark was able to carry it through alive. This was the only case in the entire Galaxy. And he can do this. One is because of Bingruo, who gave him steely faith and the seeds of kindness in his heart. Secondly, his previous realm was only at the Ghost Lord realm, and the accumulated resentment and hunger were far less terrifying than those at the Ghost Lord and Ghost King levels. Otherwise, it would be difficult for him to survive alone. In addition to carrying it hard, the only way is to use evil ghosts like the underworld to eat one's own resentment and hunger, and at the same time eat one's own essence. But if you do this, you will die completely within a few years. How did he refine the Ghost King level resentment? Mingzi looked complicated and said, "He transferred the resentment of the Ghost King to himself, and used his body as a furnace to completely refine it." Use your body as a furnace. Tian'an couldn't help but show a look of admiration on his face, and said, "Ruthless man. Living people are different from ghosts. Living people rely more on the physical body and their souls are not too strong. But resentment is specifically aimed at souls and ghosts. Even Ghost King level ghosts cannot bear the resentment and hunger, which is definitely a disaster level. You can easily destroy a ghost star field. But a living person actually refined the Ghost King level resentment alive. It's incredible. In addition, he also established a city in the Source Ghost Star realm, the Innocence City." Mingzi looked complicated and said, "He said that ghosts and monsters are innocent and do not need to worship the land of death. Anyone who enters the City of Innocence can get his help and resolve their grudges." This incident caused a great sensation among the ghosts. Countless ghosts went there. Even I wanted to go there. After all, I couldn't stand it when I had to deal with those female ghosts every day. But before I even got there, the Deadlands took action. Mingzi sighed slightly and said, "It turns out that ruthless man actually wants to use the Innocence City to suppress the passage between the Source Ghost Star Realm and the Dead Land. In that battle, the ruthless man rushed directly into the Dead Land and challenged the Dead Land. No one knows the subsequent results, but according to the existence in the Dead Land, he has been completely destroyed. Even the Innocence City has been reduced to ruins. I think that ruthless man is dead after all." Mingji Gijun said, there was also a trace of regret in his words. At this moment, when Zhongli, Lin Zhichuan, and Wu Dade heard this, they also yearned for it. There are still chapters to be written. Fantasy, I'm really not an unparalleled expert. Author, Gui Xian. Chapter 606. He is indeed a cruel person. Wu Dade couldn't help but speak and said. But this person does have the style of the Emperor of Black and White. Lin Zhichuan and Zhang Li also nodded. In the past, in the underworld, the Emperor of Black and White used his immortal cultivation to travel throughout the forbidden areas to fight against the evils of the Yang dynasty in the era before the arrival of the Holy Spirit. Now this ruthless man has used his body as a furnace to refine resentment and hunger, build a city of innocence, and challenge the land of death. Indeed, they all have a fearless demeanor. 1 year ago, it happened to be the time when we came from the underworld to the earth. Zhang Li spoke slowly. At this moment, he looked at the Source Ghost Star Realm in front of him, with a firm look in his eyes. Anyway, must check it out. Whether this ruthless man is right or wrong, there is no doubt that he should have seen the key to the Star Do grudge dispelling talisman, so he suppressed the passage with innocence. Lin Zhichuan also said with certainty, this person has great courage. But Mingzi was stunned for a moment. Could it be that, these people in front of him knew that fierce man? Then he thought about it, it was really, very possible. Because the styles of these people in front of me are also very fierce. Let's go to the Source Ghost Star Realm. They set out. Soon, it landed on the Source Ghost Star Realm. The black earth, the rising ghost mist, the ghostly aura here is far stronger than the outside world. The evil spirit is also more terrifying. Even the words on the heads of Tianan and Mingji are shining with light to protect them. Not far ahead. Ah! Swallow, I want to devour everything. Kill 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 kill. In a city ahead, shouts of killing, wailing, and panic echoed one after another. There is a Ghost King level expert going crazy. In that city, countless ghosts were running away. At the same time, affected by the Ghost Lord level resentment, many ghosts also became resentful. It was like hell, with ghosts devouring each other and killing each other. No. Why is that? I don't want to die. Where is the underworld? Where is the bridge of reincarnation? I want to be reincarnated. How unworthy I am, to be a slave of resentment and hunger. I hate it. Some conscious ghosts were crying out in pain, and some of them were calling for reincarnation in ancient legends. The terrifying ghost energy even rushed towards Lin Zhichuan and others. How dare you make trouble? Tian and Gijun shouted loudly, and he took a step forward. His powerful energy shocked the whole city, and he took action against the crazy Gijun. He has to stop the Ghost King, otherwise not only this ghost city, but more will be implicated. The war breaks out. Which Ghost King will take action? Are you crazy? This is life-threatening. The Ghost King who is full of resentment and hunger is like a ferocious beast that cannot be subdued, who dares to go against the trend. In the Ghost City, countless ghosts were shocked. A strong person at the Ghost King level is inherently terrifying, and when he is angry and hungry, he goes completely crazy. Unless he is the Ghost King, no one can control him. But, soon, the Tian and purple ghost body erupted, completely suppressing the Ghost King. The Ghost King screamed miserably, and was no match for Tianan. He could only carry his resentment and hunger alive, unable to relieve it. Carry it and stay awake. Resentment and hunger are just a desire to kill. Suppress it. While suppressing the Ghost King, Tianan was shouting with all his strength, trying to wake him up. No. Finally, the Ghost King let out a painful cry. His consciousness recovered at this moment, but there was only endless sadness in the ghost's eyes. Resentment and hunger cannot be countered, cannot be countered. Reincarnation comes out, ghosts are in the sky. It's a pity that there is no reincarnation in this world. Ghosts are hell. We are all guilty, and resentment is our punishment. There is no reincarnation in the world, Geixi will not be saved, ha ha, ha ha ha. If there is reincarnation, I will curse you. This Ghost King let out a final mournful cry, and then his soul suddenly exploded. He couldn't bear his resentment and chose death. This ghost town suddenly became quiet. Tian and Gijun looked at the dead Gijun, but there was a trace of confusion in his eyes. Can't be saved. He murmured, the Ghost King level resentment frightened him. Even if he had not obtained Zi Ling's words, he would probably have died in the face of this level of resentment. And the death of this Ghost King made him feel a little heavy. Resentment and hunger are the heavy shackles and fate of all ghosts in the world. Greetings, Ghost Lord. Is it an existence from the dead land? The dead land favors us and saves us. Only by being loyal to the land of death can our sins be washed away. In the ghost city, countless ghosts knelt down excitedly towards the Ghost Lord Tianan. The purple ghost body is a legend among ghosts and can only be born in the land of death. Therefore, they regard Tianan Gui Lord as the messenger in the land of death. However, Tianan Gijun shook his head and said, I have nothing to do with the dead lands. But, you, will be saved in the end. He left immediately. Returned to Lin Zhujian and others. Perhaps I understand, the master's intention in asking us to come to Gaixiao. At this time, Lin Zhujian suddenly spoke. His eyes were firm and he said, rare plants are important, but the old man may not want to solve all this. Zhang Li also nodded and said, the ghost is in the sky. Hearing this, Tian and Gijun and Mingzhi Gijun were immediately excited. A sense of mission arises spontaneously. They all realized that this time, what they brought might be the hope of the entire ghost world. Passionate. However, at this time Lin Zhujian looked at them and continued. By the way, next time you attack, remember to collect the ghost teeth. You don't need the ordinary ones, but the Ghost Lord level ones, the more the merrier. Hearing this, Tianan and Mingzhi were both startled. The sense of mission that I finally built up, collapsed in an instant. People, still miss Gia. March all the way through most of the Source Ghost Star realm. Midway, Mingzhi and Tianan each took action again. The Ghost King level resentment usually doesn't happen once in a year or two. Today, 3 of them appeared in a row, something strange. Mingzhi Gijun spoke. The evil resentment in the death aura of the Source Ghost Star realm is too strong, accelerating the cycle of resentment and hunger. There must be changes in the dead land. Tianan was guessing. At this moment, they had appeared in front of a desolate ruins. It was a black city, stretching for thousands of miles. The huge city wall had collapsed, the city foundation was exposed, and broken walls were everywhere. But you can still see how grand the city once was. This is Innocence City. Mingzhi Gijun sighed. If Zhang Li thought about it, he should step into it first. He felt the interconnected layout between the city walls, and the lines of Othello seemed to be evolving in the palm of his hand. At this moment, he felt a similar tau. This city is amazing. It also forms a terrain that can suppress evil and block the mysterious and unknown. Lin Zhujian spoke solemnly. If I guessed correctly, it should be him. Zhongli spoke slowly, his eyes already filled with determination. Even the big black dog looked a little surprised at this moment and muttered. When the master went to quell the chaos, he met some strong men on the road. Several of them had a causal relationship with the master. Such a chess skill, is it him? As they moved forward, they saw a black altar in front of them. That altar stood in the middle of the sinless city. This is the altar of the dead, the passage leading to the land of the dead. Mingzi spoke. The former sinless city suppressed this altar. Today, the innocent city is in ruins, but the altar of the dead remains. At this moment, around the black altar of the undead, countless powerful ghosts were actually offering sacrifices. They are communicating with the dead land. Want to open a passage into the dead land? Mingzi Gijun was shocked. They hurried forward. But as soon as they arrived at the altar, more than a dozen powerful ghost masters suddenly appeared and stopped them. Please stay. One of the 9 heavenly ghost lords looked at Tianan and Mingzi fearfully and said. 2 ghost lords, are you here by invitation? Tiandi said calmly. Not invited. The ghost master said in a deep voice. The Jade Vortex Ghost Master and other 8 Ghost Kings are working together to open the passage to the dead land. No one is allowed to disturb it. You are not allowed to enter. I'm sorry. When Mingzi heard this, he was surprised and said. Jade Whirlpool. Are the girls here too? Is there anything you can't enter? It's not like I haven't entered it before. Ah, you said it wrong, go away. The Ghost Master's aura radiated out, and the Ghost Master's face suddenly changed, and he didn't dare to stop him. Who dares to intrude upon us to open the passage? At this time, an indifferent voice sounded from the other side of the altar. From a Ghost King. In an instant, Tianan and Mingzi felt the scrutiny of 8 Ghost King level eyes. Hey, isn't this the Mingzi? At the same time, a charming female voice suddenly sounded. A yin energy appeared beside the altar and turned into a beautiful woman, who came immediately. She was wearing a black gauze skirt, her long snow-white legs were clearly visible, her devilish rippling figure was looming, she was trembling slightly somewhere, with a smile in her beautiful eyes, she said. Mingzi, you haven't played with your sister for a long time. My sister really misses you so much. Mingzi said. The last time I saw you, you were the Ghost Lord of the 9 heavens, and now you have become the Ghost Lord. You bastard, business is very good. Yawogi Jun smiled, looked at Panchengua, and said. It's not up to my brothers to take care of me. What? You also want to go to the land of death to fight for the chance of a lifetime? Hearing this, Ming was extremely confused and said. What kind of chance? Jade Vortex said. Brother Mingzi, you are not good. Why pretend to be innocent in front of my sister? Nowadays, among the ghosts, no one knows that there is news in the dead land that the underworld is flowing again. Aren't you here for Xuanhuan? Hell. Hearing this, Tianan and Mingzi were both surprised. The underworld returns, how is this possible? The yellow spring is said to be related to reincarnation. If you take a sip, you can wash away all your sins. Tianan and Mingzi both looked at each other. The underworld is one of the great secrets in the dead land. Yawo smiled and said. I and Yu Fangguihun are ready to open the altar. What do you think? Are you coming? She was rippling softly and said. How about you play with me and let me eat a little, and then I will take you to the dead land with me. She exuded an extremely charming aura. Good night. You are listening to novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Fantasy, I'm really not an unparalleled expert. Author, Xuanhuan. Chapter 607. Jade Whirlpool was extremely charming, looking at Tian'an and Mingji with wavering eyes. She is a ghost who can swallow the resentment of ghosts and also grow through their souls. You're taking us to the Dead Lands. Mingzi said. If I remember correctly, only the Ghost King level is qualified to open the altar and enter the land of death. You are not quite qualified. Yawu smiled slightly and said. My cultivation is not good enough, but I am beautiful. Her face was full of confidence and she said. To tell you the truth, in the land of death, a certain young master wants to gather 10 stunning beauties, but he needs me, so I am allowed to enter. Yu Fanggi Jun and others are all my subordinates, and they have paid the price. Don't you think about it? She smiled. Hearing this, Mingzi was surprised and said. 10 stunningly beautiful ghosts? Who is so fierce that he can withstand the destruction of 10 evil ghosts? What a fierce man! Yawo smiled and said. It may not be as fierce as you, how about it? Offer your soul, and I will take you two in. Mingzi shook his head and said. You have done so many tricks, you are really the queen of the sea. It seems that the tree-lined path I once walked is now busy with traffic, there is no sense of opening up. I will not turn back. Hearing this, Yawo was startled for a moment, then smiled and said. What a ghost king who likes the new and hates the old. Let's do it this way. I'll take you in together because of my old friendship. She spoke calmly. However, Mingzi's eyes suddenly flashed with suspicion. Yuguo, a bastard who never does business at a loss, would be so kind to bring them in? There is a conspiracy. A thought flashed through Mingzi's mind. But when he hesitated, Tian'an had already walked up from behind and said. Okay, we agreed. Madame Yu. Mingji was about to speak when he saw Tian'an's expression was calm, and then behind Tian'an he saw Lin Zhichuan, Wu Dade, Zhang Li. And that dog. He immediately calmed down, who could deceive these people? What kind of conspiracy? I'm not afraid of it at all. Mingzi immediately nodded and said. Tisk, I didn't expect you to miss old feelings, let's go, let's go. Yawu looked at Zhang Li and the other three and said. Who are they? Tiandi said calmly. I'm afraid you don't know that the underworld needs to be watered with the blood of living people to draw it out, so, take them with you to get the underworld. A flash of suspicion flashed in Yawu's eyes, but she didn't care. Okay, then, let's go. She swayed and led Tian'an and others to the altar. Seeing that Yawu had brought people again, the remaining 7 male ghost kings were not angry. One of the ghost kings, Yufan, even said angrily. Yawu, why, we are already accompanying you, why can they come directly? In order to enter the Dead Land, they all accompanied Jade Vortex and let Jade Vortex swallow their essence. Tian'an and Mingji paid nothing. Why should I get a share of the pie? Yawu pointed at Mingzi lightly and said. Because, he can make me happy for most of the day, but you Yufan, it's just like a few pricks of a needle and it's over. Who do you think you are qualified to question? Hearing this, Yufan Gijun was furious. Damn, this Jade Vortex hurts the male ghost's self-esteem too much. Even Mingji was stunned for a moment, this Jade Whirlpool was really venomous. The other male ghost kings were all ashamed and didn't dare to say anything, they couldn't hold on for more than half a moment in front of Yuguo. Just mention it, it hurts your self-esteem. Jade Vortex Ghost Lord stood on the altar and took out a ghost tooth. That ghost tooth was a token given to her by an existence in the land of death. In an instant, the altar trembled slightly, as if a deep and hidden world had been awakened, and complicated ghost laws appeared and fell here. Yawu and other 8 ghost kings, as well as Wu Dade, Lin Zhichuan, Zhang Li, Mingzi, Tian'an, etc. also stepped forward. Standing on the altar, the light and shadow are chaotic. The Dead Land is not a good place, and it is not suitable to allow outside ghosts to enter. I will stay for a while and seal this place. Before leaving, Zhang Li exited, and endless black and white chess lines shot out from his feet, immediately completely controlling the area around the altar. In a short period of time, it would be difficult for ghosts to approach the altar. Seeing the black and white chess lines, Jade Vortex Ghost Lord and others all had shock in their eyes. They didn't know what they thought of, but they all looked deeply at Zhang Li. After a long time, the layers of black mist disappeared before my eyes, and the terrifying death aura was hundreds of times stronger than the outside world. The energy of evil and resentment also burst out. If, among the ghosts, the evil spirit is like a thin mist, then the evil spirit here is like the ubiquitous sea water, flooding everywhere. No. No, we simply can't resist the evil and resentment here. Yu Fangijun's expression changed drastically. No. I can't bear such strong evil resentment. My resentment is about to break out again. What to do? I want to go back. The other ghost kings also spoke in fear. As soon as they entered the land of death, some ghosts were already thinking of retreating. Without him, the evil resentment here is simply not something that the ghosts from the outside can bear. Resentment and hunger may break out at any time. There is no way to retreat. Yawu smiled slightly and said, "We can only move forward." Yifan and others looked back, and sure enough they saw the surrounding area was vast, and there was no way to find the altar or anything else. You will kill us if you do this." Yifan was a little frightened. "Be good, don't be afraid, follow me." Jade Whirlpool just chuckled. Yifan and others looked ugly, but now, they had no way to retreat and could only risk their lives and follow them inside. Not long into the journey. Ah! With a shrill cry, a ghost king finally couldn't control himself and reached the edge of collapse. Resentment is about to happen. The other ghost kings have almost reached the limit of their patience. "I can bring you happiness and peace." At this time, Yawu suddenly stretched out his white arm and touched the ghost king who was about to burst into resentment. "Ah, I'll give it to you, I'll give it all to you." The ghost king couldn't control himself and immediately pounced on Jade Vortex. Ghostly mist fills the air. "I can't help it anymore." Ah! The other ghost kings also rushed forward, and in the blink of an eye, the 7 ghost kings all rushed in. In the black mist, the male ghost's miserable yet cheerful perverted wails and the female ghost's melodious voice suddenly came out. Wu Date and others were stunned. "You guys are so open-minded." Zhang Li spoke with a complicated expression. "This female ghost, I'm afraid she hasn't been ready to eat all these male ghosts here." Lin Zhujian shook his head. And Mingzi Gijun couldn't help but say at this moment, "This bastard has no good intentions. Why did he bring us in? It turns out he wants to do this with us. It is indeed a conspiracy, a conspiracy." Tianan was puzzled and said, "Go Sheng, this conspiracy you are talking about, is it serious?" Not long after, the black mist dispersed. Yu Fanghuihun and others have actually completely disappeared. As for Yawu Gijun, he is even more radiant at this moment, with alluring light. His snow-white thighs are exposed in the black skirt, and his body is like beautiful jade, as if he is waiting for people to taste. "Huh? You too?" She raised her eyes and saw Tianan and Mingji, but she was suddenly confused and said, "Why, resentment and hunger didn't happen. Only with the ghost fangs from the dead land on her body can she be safe. Other ghosts can't be withheld." She stood up and walked towards Mingzi. Her charm skills were spread to the extreme, revealing the most attractive part, and said in a crisp voice, "Am I not beautiful enough? Why aren't you moved?" In her opinion, Tianan and Mingji must have reached their limit. Just holding back. As long as you tempt yourself a little. However, Mingzi looked at her, with a proud look on his face, and said, "You, of course, are not beautiful enough. Because I'm the sweetest. He waved his hand, and the ghostly fog on his forehead immediately dissipated. 4 words, yeah shines. That is. I'm the sweetest. Seeing this, Yawo was immediately stunned. What the hell is this? Damn, a majestic ghost king from the underworld actually bears these 4 words? The key is, those 4 words, actually gave her a sense of sanctity, as if there was no room for doubt and no one dared to approach. Kevin, there are still chapters to be written. Fantasy, I'm really not an unparalleled expert. Author, Xuanhuan. Chapter 608. The face of Mingzi Gijun is full of pride and pride. At this moment, it seemed that with these 4 words, he was the most handsome ghost. Yuguo was extremely shocked, because these 4 words were really extraordinary. How is it possible, who wrote this, that it can actually suppress the evil resentment in the dead land? She murmured and subconsciously looked at Tianan next to her. Tiande said calmly. I'm sorry, I just want to be a good ghost and have no interest in you. 4 characters also lit up on his forehead. Be a good ghost. Yawo was stunned. She backed away subconsciously, then turned around and ran away. Because she understood that there was definitely something wrong with Tianan and Mingji. However, the moment she turned around, the black and white chess lines appeared under her feet. She was instantly trapped in the chess formation. At the same time, a yellow talisman fell calmly. No. Don't kill me. I am one of the 10 concubines selected by the devil Yaluo from the land of death. Jade Vortex trembled, she felt that that talisman could easily break up her soul. Mingji, please, let me go, I can offer my yin yuan, please. She knelt on the ground, begging for mercy towards Mingzi. Yin yuan is the foundation of evil ghost cultivation. If you can get it, you can resist resentment and hunger. I'm so sweet, do you think I need it? Mingzi was extremely disdainful. Lin Juchen, on the other hand, said calmly. Where is the underworld? Lead the way, or die. Yawo looked at Lin Juchen and the others. At this moment, she suddenly realized, these 3 people seemed to be the real protagonists. And Tianan and Mingji seemed to be just their slaves. Could it be that he's from God's realm? Yuguo was suddenly frightened and had countless guesses, but he did not dare to resist and could only say, please, please come with me. Now. In the land of death. Where the black mist rolls, evil resentment breeds. Reporting to all the ghost lords, we have been ordered to use the yin and yang soil to attract the messengers of reincarnation all the way. According to the progress, they should arrive in the dead land soon. The corpse crow ghost king knelt in front of the secret place and spoke in a deep voice. In the sky, a pair of huge ghost eyes suddenly opened, and a deep green light shone onto the earth. The messenger of reincarnation. After the ghost eyes, there seemed to be doubts. Yes, Ghost Lord, the messenger of reincarnation is 3 people, 1 dog, and 1 turtle. On this journey, we have confirmed that the yin and yang soil was obtained by them. The king of corpse crow ghosts. How do you confirm that they are reincarnation messengers? The existence behind the ghost eyes, asked Leng Bing. Reincarnation is invisible and ethereal. How can a messenger come from this world? Hearing this, the corpse crow ghost king was startled for a moment and said, there is a man named Xuanhuan who calls them reincarnation messengers. In addition, after they obtained the yin and yang earth, they did enter reincarnation and could no longer sense it, so Shiwa confirmed that they were related to reincarnation. Behind the huge ghost pupils, his voice was gloomy and he said, Xuanhuan? Bring it up. The corpse crow ghost king said respectfully. Yes. He issued an order from the ghost king, and not long after, Mi Ling and Zhang Xian arrived with a middle-aged man and a young girl. It was Xuanhuan and Lu Kailing. Xuanhuan's face turned green at this moment. His eyes were full of fear. This place is so weird and scary. Ever since he entered the ghost world, he had been in despair, completely in despair. This place was full of ghosts, and he felt that this time, even his own evil fate, he couldn't handle it. Moreover, at this moment, when he felt the fluctuations coming from the secret place ahead, his legs felt weak. That kind of pressure is unimaginable. Liu Kailing was even more dazed and murmured. The supreme existence in the secret place of the Dead Land. This place is equivalent to the Huaguo mountain that was once the highest holy land in their demon world. What kind of overall situation is involved in the Dead Land? Let the highest in the Dead Land pay personal attention. In the sky, in the ghost mist, huge green ghost pupils swept across Ao Wushuan. Ao Wushuan suddenly broke into a cold sweat and was about to kneel down, crying, "King of ghosts, don't kill me." However, before he could kneel down, an inexplicable force froze him. Unable to move. In the sky, there was a look of shock in the huge ghost pupils at this moment. You, don't kneel yet." The majestic ghost lord's voice seemed to be surprised, with a hint of urgency, and said, "Why do you look like this?" Ao Wushuan was stunned and said, "It was born from my parents, I can't help it." The ghost lord was even more shocked and said, "You still have parents? Where are your parents?" When Ao Wushuan heard this, he felt a little dissatisfied. What did this mean? He had no parents and no mother, so he jumped out of a stone? However, he still said honestly, "King of ghost demons, I have been an orphan since I was a child, and I have had a hard life since I was a child." Those huge eyes stared at Ao Wushuan repeatedly, and suddenly said, "Guzun, Zhangpo, look, does this person look like the one in the legend?" For a moment, in the secret place ahead, a giant skeleton of a mountain stood up, and a broken bridge appeared in the secret. Ao Wushuan trembled even more because he felt an inexplicable gaze scanning over him. The one who once held a high position in the imperial court, had unparalleled bad luck, and was known as the Emperor of Plague in the world. The white bone giant spoke subconsciously. "Don't recite his name." At this time, Mrs. Zhang on the broken bridge hurriedly scolded, saying, "The Emperor is in hiding. Only by not thinking about it can we keep them in silence forever. When I think of them, I will wake them up and show them the way back." Hearing this, the white bone giant was also horrified and hurriedly used great magic power to cut off many of his distracting thoughts. At the same time, the giant-eyed ghost lord instantly attracted 9,000 layers of ghost curtains to cover this place so that everything here would not be noticed by the outside world. Under the curtain of 9,000 ghosts, this place is as mysterious as it is secret. At this moment, under the protection of many ghost curtains, several ghost masters cut away their distracting thoughts before they dared to continue discussing in whispers. "Anyway, this person is very similar to someone, I wonder if this person also has bad luck." The giant-eyed ghost lord seemed a little uneasy. Even though he was a venerable person, he shuddered at the person in the legend. Because the legend about that person is so frightening. Wherever he goes, his family will be exterminated and his country will be destroyed. It is said that in the era of that person's enlightenment, venerables and emperors continued to fall, which was called the Dark Era of the Plague Emperor. Anything related to it must be very dangerous and must be guarded against. Don't worry, this person is just a little true god. He really has no connection with the one in the legend, and he can't get there, he can't threaten us. On the broken bridge, Mrs. Zhang was calm. The giant-eyed ghost lord murmured. After reincarnation, emperors who have disappeared in the years may jump out, could it be that this person is a chess piece? Mrs. Zhang continued. A few days ago, the underworld flowed again, although there was only 1 or 2 drops, it was a sign. If this person is really sent by some unthinkable existence, then this person's blood will definitely be able to restart the underworld. Restart Xuanhuan, reincarnation will appear. Take this man to the underworld, kill him, and use his blood to water the underworld's springs. There was a chill in her voice. If this person is really sent by those beings, and using his blood to water the underworld, wouldn't it mean that he fell into the trap of those beings? When the time comes, if one or two people really jump out, how can we resist? We can only make wedding dresses for others. The giant-eyed ghost lord spoke worriedly. Zhang Po said coldly. Don't forget, even those people are not invincible. If you really dare to jump out, we will cause the disaster to happen again. What will happen to the emperor by then? The legendary 10 spirits and 10 deities have long been extinct. Can the emperor be able to stop the overwhelming weirdness? Her words shocked both the white bone ghost lord and the giant-eyed ghost lord. This can be called crazy. However, the unknown horror and weirdness are indeed their only backup plan that can scare the emperor. Despite that backhand, they couldn't master it. Weird disasters will appear, the sky will collapse and the earth will be destroyed, and the era of disasters will reappear. Speaking of Xuanhuan, is the anomaly from a year ago dead? The Bone Ghost Lord suddenly asked another question. A year ago, a madman entered the Dead Land and turned the world upside down. The Dead Land was almost torn apart, but in the end, a few of them took action to suppress it. However, he was not completely killed. The man fled into the underworld. When he fled into the underworld was in the death season. When he entered the death season, he would be completely annihilated. This is an iron law. The underworld is extremely mysterious. Life and death are reversed. It is divided into life season and death season. During the life season, it is of great benefit to enter it. For example, now, the underworld is actually flowing again, which is a great disaster for ghosts. Opportunity. The season of death represents eternal annihilation. Even if the ghosts enter it, they will be eliminated directly. The giant-eyed ghost lord said indifferently. 1 year later, he will definitely die. The bone ghost lord also nodded and said. That's good. That person's growth rate is too terrifying. If his chess skills break through to the venerable level, he may be invincible in the world. Finally, the 9,000 layers of ghost curtain were lifted. Take this man to the underworld, I'll wait, and hand him over to the Japs waiting there, Yeluo. Cold words rang out. Outside the secret place, the corpse crow ghost king said respectfully. Yes. He immediately left with Ao Wushuan and Lu Kaling. Well, I have a feeling that 3 more living people have entered the land of death. Suddenly, Tiantong Gaizun's eyes looked somewhere. This should be the messenger of reincarnation that Ao Wushuan mentioned. But Mrs. Zhang sneered and said. If Ao Wushuan is the son of those who have fallen behind, it is expected that these 3 reincarnation messengers will be the same, let them do it. This shocking situation, God's domain, Brahma court, the more interesting it is. Fantasy, I'm really not an unparalleled expert. Author, Xuanhuan. Chapter 609. In front of you is the underworld. Yawo pointed to a valley ahead. This valley is completely different from the entire Gaixiao. 100 miles away from the valley mouth, it seems that it was once struck by the river, forming a barren and empty land. Moreover, within dozens of miles around the valley, there is not a trace of ghost energy. We haven't arrived yet, we have just approached the valley, but the evil and resentful atmosphere around us has faded a lot. Among the crazy, twisted and evil ghosts, this area is surprisingly peaceful, like a pure land isolated from the world. The underworld can definitely be used as one of the wonders of creation. Lin Zhujian looked at Huang Kandi in front of him, with a look of surprise in his eyes. The extremely important point in his practice of heaven's talisman is to find the creation terrain between heaven and earth and portray it as his own talisman. Every time you get a terrain, your strength will increase greatly. This area feels familiar to me. Zhang Li murmured, the 9 turns treasure tree must be among them. Let's go, move forward. Wu Dade spoke, and they immediately set off and headed forward. And at this moment, before the underworld, there were already mountains of ghosts and seas of ghosts. The news of the return of the underworld has already spread throughout the ghost world. The strong among ghosts and monsters, even if they break their heads, will enter the dead land to fight for a chance in a lifetime, and the existence in the dead land must be taken seriously. Xuanhuan is definitely one of the most mysterious things in history. The underworld has turned into the season of growth. Just standing on the periphery makes me feel that the resentment in the ghost body has been suppressed. If you can practice here, you will have nothing to fear. I'm overthinking it. The birth and death seasons of Xuanhuan are constantly changing, and there are no rules. Even though it's the birth season now, it may turn into the death season in less than a day. Who dares to actually enter? The long-term way, you can still get a drop of underworld. A drop of underworld can make the soul and body flawless. Countless ghosts were talking, their eyes filled with greed. In the center of many ghosts, a young ghost king is like the stars holding the moon. His ghostly shadow is long, his face is as sharp as a knife, and a rich purple energy is faintly exuding from his ghostly body. The most peculiar thing is that there is a vertical eye growing on his forehead. That vertical eye only has the white of the eye, and it looks full of weirdness. This young ghost king is surprisingly the ghost of the entire ghost clan, Yaluo. Ghosts are the supreme beings in the dead land. They are selected from thousands and accepted as disciples. They have the most powerful qualifications. If nothing happens, they will be able to become the venerable leader of the dead land and ghosts in the future. Have supreme status. Japanese, wait a little longer, let the aura of the dead season in the underworld disperse, and we can enter. Behind the young man, an old man spoke respectfully. The old man's ghost energy turned into a battle robe, making him look very extraordinary, and his aura was that of a ghost king. He is the protector of this young ghost king, the Luanxia ghost king. Although he is the king of ghosts and a protector, he still needs to be respectful to the ghosts. In addition, there were 9 female ghosts following him. Those 9 female ghosts, some are coquettish, some are hot, some are full of sluttiness, some are raising glasses like ghosts and gods, they are all extraordinary. 9 female ghosts haunted the young ghost king, Ying Ying Yan Yan. 1 female ghost knelt down, smiled and sucked his fingers, and 2 female ghosts lay on the ground, licking his feet like dogs. The young ghost king, with an extremely indifferent expression, revealed a natural sense of superiority, said. Then just wait. The corpse crow ghost king is here. At this time, a loud shout came from the field. Countless ghosts looked back. The corpse crow ghost king is the ultimate ghost king. He has a great reputation in the dead land and has attracted attention. The corpse crow ghost king, Mi Ling ghost king and Zhan Xian ghost king, along with a middle-aged man and a girl, have appeared in front of the young ghost king. Zaiwu pays homage to the Yaluo devils. The corpse crow ghost king bowed lightly. Yaluo Gaiza said lightly. King of ghosts, please stand down. Are you here on the orders of the 3 masters? The corpse crow ghost king said. Right. 3 venerables, please send these 2 people here. He pointed at Ao Wushuan and Lu Kaling and said, Your Majesty said, this person's blood should be able to water the eyes of the underworld. Hearing this, Yaluo Gaizi immediately glanced at Ao Wushuan. Feeling the cold gaze, Ao Wushuan's heart suddenly tightened. He just heard it now, these ghosts are so unkind that they want to use their own blood to water the so-called underworld. It's over, it's over. But a true god-level ant is too weak. The Yaluo devil shook his head. Hearing this, Ao Wushuan immediately said. Then shall I leave? The Yaluo devil just gave him a cold look. Xuanhuan immediately shut up, trembling in his heart and not daring to say anything more. Although this animal is a little weak in cultivation, it is the master's order after all. I will take him in later and slaughter him at the spring to use it to water the underworld. Xuanhuan was startled for a moment, and then he became furious. Damn, this devil is too much. It's okay to look down on your own cultivation, but you still call yourself a beast, and want to slaughter yourself? He felt aggrieved. He remembered that in the past, in the Dragon Demon clan, although they also bled him, they still respected him as an unparalleled lucky star and served him good food and drinks. The treatment this time was too bad, simply too bad. What a service attitude. Damn, I hate it. The evil destiny, please favor me again. If I don't send him away, I can't let go of my bad temper. Xuanhuan was angry. He was talking to himself in his heart, when suddenly, a voice came from the other side. Oh, there are so many high-quality ghost teeth here? It's amazing. Hearing this voice, Xuanhuan suddenly trembled. He turned around in disbelief. Then, he saw three men walking away not far away, and they brought a big black dog with them. Damn. Xuanhuan was doubting life at this moment. He swallowed, his lips were dry, and he murmured. My old Ao's destiny, has he really been summoned? Lao Ao, still have this ability. However, at this moment, he was panicked and subconsciously hid, pulling Lucaling and hiding among the ghosts. He muttered when he didn't come, but now that he's here, he gave up and wanted to run away. At this moment, many ghosts also turned back. Why are there three humans here? How did the three livestock enter the dead land? Huh? There are also three ghost kings. Are these three livestock brought to be slaughtered by these three ghost kings? The ghosts were confused. At this moment, Yawu, who was leading the way in front of Wu Dade, Lin Jujhan, and Zhang Li, saw Yellow Gijun in the crowd in front, and he suddenly became excited and shouted. Lord Devil, save me. She burst into tears and was so excited. Yellow Gijun was a little surprised when he saw her. He immediately stepped forward and said. Jade Whirlpool. What's wrong? Yawo Ghost Lord hurriedly rushed forward, knelt in front of Yellow Ghost Lord, pointed at Wu Dade, Zhang Li, and others, and said tremblingly. They are spies from God's realm. They captured me and forced me to bring them here. Hearing this, Yellow Gijun immediately raised his eyes and looked coldly at Zhang Li and others. You are listening to novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Fantasy, I'm really not an unparalleled expert. Author, Xuanhuan. Chapter 610. Japs, the two of them have defected to God's realm and brought people from God's realm in. Yawu pointed at Mingzi and Tianan, his eyes full of anger, and said. Japanese, please kill them. Yellow Geysa looked coldly at Zhang Li and the others. He vaguely felt that although these three people were only at the God Master level, they made him feel invisible. It seems like he is really coming from God's realm. He suddenly turned his eyes to Mingzi and said. Two ghostly traitors, give your names. Mingzi was very calm and said, Your eldest father Mingzi. Hearing this, all the ghosts in the scene were startled. What? What did this ghost say? How dare you call yourself, the eldest father of the Yellow Japs? Damn, is this crazy? Court death? When Tianan heard this, he pondered for a moment, and then said to the Yellow Devil, Your second father, Tianan. Hearing this, the ghosts were even more shocked. Are these two guys crazy? How dare you talk to the Japanese like this? You are looking for death, you are looking for death. Do you really think that you can be so rampant just because you have taken refuge in the divine realm? Many ghosts yelled angrily. As for the Yellow Japs, they didn't realize what they were doing for a while. After all, as a ghost in the dead land, he enjoys the respect of all ghosts. Even ghost kings must bow to him when they see him. When would a ghost dare to be disrespectful? Now he encountered two mudslides, and they came up and took advantage of him. He was a little unresponsive. "Look, Master Japs, they are too arrogant, kill them, kill them." Yawu spoke even more crazily. At the same time, around Yellow Gijun, many strong men from the ghost clan were already surrounded. His expression was cold. "Collude with God's domain, you should be killed. Haha, do you want to compete for the chance of reincarnation in the divine realm? Come and kill one by one. The ghosts are murderous." And the Yellow Japs had murderous intent flashing through their hearts at this moment. "Very good." He spoke slowly and said, "Is this the underworld? I won't let you die too happily. I will use you to feed the ghost dogs. Tianan once said that the only one who can withstand resentment is you, right? I will make you become worse than a pig or a dog in the resentment." He stepped forward, and in an instant, an extremely powerful aura was released. The rich purple ghost is majestic. In an instant, the expressions of countless ghosts around him changed drastically. Everyone below the Ghost King level knelt down at this moment. This is a kind of instinctive suppression. Ghost King body. Yellow Ghost Lord, is a powerful Ghost King body. Purple Ghost body, invincible. No wonder Yellow Gijun can become a ghost. Such a talent is so terrifying. He's just the Ghost King, but his aura is already approaching the Ghost King. Is this what's so unbelievable about the Ghost King's body? The ghosts trembled. At this moment, Yawu and the other 9 female ghosts knelt directly at his feet, trembling and competing to lick his feet. The devil falls in the night, invincible. The guardian of the night fell into chaos with the Ghost King, full of admiration. Indeed, very strong, very strong. The Corpse Crow Ghost King also spoke. However, Tianan and Mingji were unmoved. They are still standing well. Why weren't they suppressed? Why didn't they kneel down? A ghost whispered in confusion. Yellow Jaza stepped forward and shouted in a deep voice. "Kneel down." The rich ghost energy burst out, forming an invisible big hand, as if pressing towards Tianan and Mingji. That is the unique potential of the Ziji ghost body. Facing this ghost potential, ordinary ghosts have no ability to resist. However, when the big hand fell, the ghost body suddenly burst out with a powerful aura. The purple energy exploded. The dark purple ghost energy exploded, and in an instant, the big ghost hand disappeared into thin air. Mingzi's aura is no weaker than that of Yellow's devils, who are now facing each other tit for tat. Many ghosts in the field were instantly shocked. No. How is that possible? Purple ghost body, he actually also has a purple ghost body. Moreover, his purple ghost body is not weaker than the devil's. How is this possible? Countless ghosts spoke in silence. You need to know that the devils are selected from thousands of people in the entire ghost and dead land. Even competing with Yellow were 2 other strong men from the ghost clan with special physiques. But in the end, Yellow won. His purple ghost body was even called the strongest purple ghost body in history by the existence in the secret land of the dead. Even among the purple ghost bodies, it can be said to be the strongest. But now, there is actually a purple ghost body that appears from the sky and can stand up to the devils. Mingzi, how can you be the purple ghost body? Yawu was even more sluggish. It shouldn't be. The last time she and Mingji were happy, Mingji was clearly just an ordinary ghost king. Why has it turned into a purple ghost body now? At this moment, she actually felt a trace of regret in her heart. She worked so hard, why did she come here to die? Don't you just hope to get close to the devils and gain the blessings of the purple ghost body? If she had known that Mingji had a purple ghost body, even if she had tried her best before, she still had to make Mingji go back to her old ways. At this moment, the two ghost kings are facing each other at their peak. Many ghosts were in panic, and they were all trembling in the middle. Is there actually a second such powerful ghost king body in the world? The guardian Luancha ghost king looked extremely solemn. Yellow Jap's heart sank even more, his eyes exuded strong murderous intent. No, we must kill Mingji, the purple ghost body. One of them in this world is enough. If one more ghost appears, the glory that belongs to you will be taken away. Even if you have a purple ghost body, you must kneel down and surrender in front of me. Yellow shouted loudly and exploded with all his strength. Mingji's face was a little ugly, because he had just become the ghost king body, and it was still difficult to face Yellow. All the ghosts had a premonition that Mingji might be defeated. Yellow is worthy of being the strongest ghost king body. But, right now. When Ming came to his side, Tianan suddenly said coldly. Want to bully my brother? Are you qualified? He took one step forward. The purple light flourishes. The terrifying purple ghost energy was released like layers of ocean, suppressing the 9 heavens and 10 earths. Another one, the body of the ghost king. In an instant, all the ghosts had the illusion that the dark sky was the master of the ghosts, standing on the purple nobility, invincible. The group of ghosts were crawling, clinging to the ground, not even daring to raise their heads. This was the ultimate ghost force, an unparalleled pressure. Even Yellow's eyes were horrified. If his purple ghost aura was a huge lake, then what he was facing at this moment was a vast ocean. No. Yellow's face changed horribly, and his ghost power dissipated instantly, leaving him vulnerable in front of Tianan. His ghost body suddenly twisted and twitched, he couldn't control himself and was about to kneel down and surrender to Tianan's ghost power. No. The guardian of the way, the ghost king of Luancha, is frightened. How can the ghosts of the dead land kneel down in front of others? This is a great shame and humiliation for the entire dead land. He hurriedly took action to protect the Yellow Japs. Your Excellency, please stop the ghost. The Corpse Crow Ghost King also spoke in shock and took action to protect many ghosts in the field. Because this kind of ghost power is too strong. If you are under the pressure of this kind of ghost power for too long, a weaker ghost will directly crush the spirit. The two top ghost kings took action and the situation in the field was under control. And Tianan slowly regained his ghost power. In front of Xuanhuan land, there was silence. A long time. All ghosts are in panic, and many ghosts are still in a state of despair. Two ghost king bodies, what's wrong with this world? Doesn't the ghost king body cost money? The first one is already very strong, only slightly weaker than the Japs. The second one is actually so strong that even the Japs were defeated. Is this the true invincible ghost king's body? Is that still the ghost king's body? How do I feel that his ghost power seems to have exceeded the limit of the ghost king's body? The ghosts discussed in horror. Their eyes were filled with fear when they looked at the two ghosts Mingji and Tianan. Especially towards Tianan, there is a spontaneous awe. Geyser Yellow is known as the strongest among the ghost kings. But Tianan suppressed it easily. This is true invincibility. No. Why are they so strong? Jade Vortex Ghost Lord was completely sluggish at this moment. Even the devils were defeated. She regretted it to the extreme. If she was given another chance, she would try her best to stay close to these two brothers. Strong, very strong. The guardian Luancha Ghost King supported the ghost with a confused aura, stared at Mingji and Tianan, and said in a deep voice. When did such a peerless genius appear among the ghosts? We don't even know. But the Corpse Crow Ghost King looked faintly at the three human races behind Tianan and Mingji. If I'm not wrong, They should have become so strong recently. He said to Zhang Li and the others. I'm very curious, which one of the three of you represent in the imperial court? Which person in the imperial court has such skill and can create two such powerful ghost king bodies? I bought 2 pairs of Hongxing Erk shoes tonight. They are cheap, easy to wear, and very good. I recommend them to everyone. Good night. Fantasy, I'm really not an unparalleled expert. Author, Xuanhuan. Chapter 611. I'm very curious, which one of the three of you represent in the imperial court? Which person in the imperial court has such skill and can create two such powerful ghost king bodies? The corpse crow ghost king is staring at Zhang Li and the others. In his opinion, through this confrontation just now, the other party has been exposed too much. It is surprising that Tianan and Mingzhi can have such a powerful purple ghost body, but the most important thing is the human race behind them. These 3 young men, whose cultivation seems to be no higher than that of the God Lord, must be standing behind them. Are the beings in the imperial court a chess piece after all? Moreover, in a short period of time, 2 purple ghost bodies were created. Could it be that someone close to the emperor took action? The emperor is invisible, so the world-honored one is the strongest, and the one who can do this must be the strongest among the honorables. The guardians Luan Sha Ghost King, Mi Ling Ghost King, etc. all changed their expressions upon hearing this, and their eyes were extremely solemn. Imperial Court. Wu Dade, however, spoke carelessly and said, I'm sorry, we don't represent anyone. If you must represent, then let's represent the pigs, cows, and sheep in the village. I will pull out all your teeth and bring them back to the village to build a cattle pen or something. Hearing this, the ghosts were startled for a moment, but then they all became furious. This human race is too rampant. How dare you let them, a group of ghost kings and ghost kings, pull out their teeth? Is this to provoke the entire ghost world and dead land? The Luansha Ghost King suddenly became angry and shouted. A bunch of ants, want to die. So what if there is an imperial court behind you? Today I will kill you all. He released his aura and was about to take action. Catch them, tie them up and let my 10 ghost concubines take their turn and suck all their essences. Yellow shouted ferociously. He was filled with hatred, and his eyes were filled with murderous intent. He would never tolerate these 2 ghost kings living in the world. At the same time, greed also arose in his heart. Why is he looking for 10 ghost concubines? Because he has a miraculous skill in practicing, which can use evil ghosts to improve his own origin. If 10 ghost concubines were allowed to swallow the essences of Tianan and Mingzhi first, and then have intercourse with him, then, he could absorb all the origins of Tianan and Mingzhi. He will grow to a very scary point. The other ghost kings also slowly released their breaths. Although there were only 3 god-level humans and 2 ghost kings in front of them, they did not dare to be careless. Because, behind these people, there must be the most powerful people in the divine realm. On the verge of breaking out. But, right now, in the valley of Huangkondi, a sudden tremor of the earth spread to this place. Everyone felt it, as if something was about to emerge from the depths of the valley. There are changes in the underworld. Suddenly, all the ghosts couldn't help but turn back and look into the valley. Underworld is the most important thing. They all looked very solemn. Why are everyone here? Just for Xuanhuan. Every drop is a treasure. Brother Luan Shat, we have to enter the underworld first. The Corpse Crow Ghost King immediately spoke and sent a message to the Luansha Ghost King. The Luansha Ghost King said in a deep voice. Why don't we destroy these visitors from the God's realm first? Behind them is the Imperial Court. The Corpse Crow Ghost King shook his head and said. My lords, we have already made arrangements. The presence in the Imperial Court, Ruale, fell into the trap. Hearing this, Luansha Ghost King suddenly realized. He immediately took a deep look at Zhongli and the others, then waved his hand and said, "Enter the underworld first." Immediately, all the strong men of the ghost tribe set off and headed towards the underworld. "Let's go too." Zhongli and others also set off immediately. The group of ghosts crossed the pass of the valley and entered the valley. What you see is desolation. There are no living creatures in the valley. There is an ancient and dry river bed in the valley. It has existed for an unknown number of times, and a sense of eternity is felt in the face. Yellow Spring River Road. It is said that in ancient times, the underworld flowed from here, serving as a ghost of the dead land, connecting the legendary reincarnation. The underworld flows again, and reincarnation favors ghosts again. Many ghosts are very excited. Led by Luanxia Ghost King, Xuanhuan Ghost King and others, they set foot on the ancient riverbed and prepared to move forward along the riverbed. The yellow spring is flowing again, but the amount is definitely extremely rare. You can only get something by going up the riverbed. But, just as they stepped onto the riverbed, under the feet of the ghosts, endless black and white chess lines suddenly appeared. In an instant, numerous chess formations fell. The space changes, the order moves, and all the ghosts seem to be in another world. They were trapped in a strange space. How is this going? Othello line, is that the madman? It's him. I've seen him slaughter the Ghost King. This is his chess line. Isn't he already dead? How come his chess line appears here? For a time, many ghosts among the powerful ghosts were panicked. They thought of the madman who once built the Innocence City a year ago and claimed to rebuild the ghost world. In the end, the man died in the land of death. Now, why do his chess lines and formations appear in Xuanhuan land? The madman was suppressed by the big shots in the dead land and fled into the underworld. At this time, the Luanxia Ghost King spoke. Hearing this, the ghosts were shocked. Isn't he dead yet? However, the Luanxia Ghost King shook his head and said, "No, he must be dead. Because, when he escaped into the underworld, it was the season of death." As soon as these words came out, all the ghosts were stunned. Death season, he will definitely die. Not even the great figures in the dead land dare to approach the underworld during the season of death. So he must be dead. The ghosts breathed a sigh of relief. Although the madman was just a flash in the pan, he was so strong that he was like a mountain, overwhelming him. After all, he is the one who dares to challenge the dead land. Think about it, after the madman entered the underworld, in order to escape for his life, he left some life-saving magic circles, and we accidentally entered them. The Corpse Crow Ghost King also spoke and said worriedly, "But this person's chess formation, I'm afraid there is some trouble. After all, in the past, the big shots in the secret land didn't directly kill him." Hearing this, Yellow Guy's face suddenly darkened and he said, "It would be easy for several masters to kill him. That crazy guy is just an ant." He was dissatisfied because he felt that the words of the Corpse Crow Ghost King had insulted the reputation of several sages in the secret land. "I remember that in the past, the madman's cultivation level did not exceed the king level. Now we have more than a dozen Ghost Kings on site. Are we still afraid of the chess formation left by the dead man?" Yellow disdainfully said, "It can be broken with the snap of a finger." Hearing this, the Corpse Crow Ghost King hesitated to speak. He wanted to say that although that person was only at the king level, if he were treated as an ordinary king, he would suffer a big loss. The devil is right. At this time, the Myling Ghost King sneered. Haha, when he was alive, his cultivation level did not exceed the king level. Now that he is dead, what will happen to the things he left behind? In the past, my brother Yi Ghost King was killed by him. Today, I will break his chess formation and avenge my brother." He shouted loudly, ghost energy burst out, and endless ghosts spread out. He wants to use ghosts to break the chess formation. The ghost spirit is overwhelming and the power is overwhelming. Madman, everything you leave behind will be annihilated and completely non-existent, you are like an ant. Mi Ling roared. However, before his trick was launched, a chess line suddenly flashed across the chess formation. No. The Myling Ghost King suddenly let out a shrill scream. The chess line was like a knife, directly dividing and chopping up his ghost. The Mi-Ling Ghost King suddenly fell to the ground exhausted, his whole ghost twitched, and his soul and body were in chaos. His ghostly eyes popped out and he suddenly said, "I don't want to die." Boom. The ghost body exploded directly. The Mi-Ling Ghost King was completely killed. The place was quiet. Complete silence. All the Ghost Kings were stunned and looked at the scene in disbelief. This is a Ghost King. When he explodes with all his strength, he can't even withstand a casual blow from the chess formation. How strong is that madman? It's over, it's terrible. Is this the strength of that ruthless man? No. We have entered the land of death. I don't want to die. The ghosts spoke in fear. The Corpse Crow Ghost King was also a little distracted and murmured. Even if we were all together, we would still be like ants in front of the chess formation left by the opponent. With just one blow, he could already see the difference. The Ghost King is not qualified to take action at all. He is worthy of being a ruthless person who dared to challenge the dead land in the first place. No wonder the venerables in the secret land need to take action. Fortunately, he entered the season of death. Otherwise, in the king-level realm, that person is already so terrifying. If he grows to a venerable level, he may be able to look down upon the 6 realms. The Luancha Ghost King, the Zhiwa Ghost King, now, what should we do? The Yellow Devil was also scared at this moment. He looked around hastily, for fear that a chess line would appear and kill him. As long as the chess line appears, no ghost can stop it. That ruthless man doesn't seem to be trying to kill people. This chess formation should be just to trap us. As long as we don't mess around, we won't die for the time being. The Corpse Crow Ghost King spoke. Luancha Ghost King said directly. Contact the big shots in the secret place, only they can break this chess formation. And at this moment, Zhongli and others had just entered the underworld, and all those powerful ghosts had disappeared. Running pretty fast. Wu Dade spoke unexpectedly. It's not about running fast. Zhongli was staring at the riverbed ahead, with a hint of relief and excitement in his eyes. Now, I'm finally sure. It's him. He spoke with determination.